to Northern Ireland was Parent Integrated College. My first impressions of the school were scary. I was entering a place where I knew no one. As my mother walked me to school that day, I began to cry and almost felt like the world was falling around me and my life was crumbling in front of my very eyes. How was I going to cope? Would anyone speak to me? Would I ever meet any new friends like I had back in Poland? These were some of the thoughts that were entering my head as my mother dropped me off at the front door of the college. Mrs. Heron, vice principal, tipped me up with a body, and before I knew what was happening, I was being toured around the school with my peers, and I felt like this was the beginning of a new chapter in my life. I became aware ever so quickly that I had a lot more problems than my peers. I realized that not only had I no friends, but I also had very little English. Apart from few basic English words that I had learned in my primary school back in Poland. How was I going to communicate with teachers, students, friends, and caring staff? This was a difficult time for me, and I learned from day one that I would have to work very hard to accomplish both my future education and perfect my English language. The following weeks were difficult, and I only knew one other student from an Eastern European country, and she was an older girl, and she could see I was also having difficulties with the language barrier. I progressed in time, and I then socialized with more the Northern Ireland students, like going into the town shopping and meeting at youth clubs. This all improved my English immensely. I would then frequently visit my new friends' houses, and I began to build a good rapport with my friends and their families. I'm currently in my final year at Sperrin College. At the weekends, my friends and I go out to local clubs, allowing me to hang out with other people in my age group. I am much more settled now in Northern Ireland, and I'm enjoying my education here. In the past couple of years, I have been involved with other students from Eastern European countries, and I truly understand how they feel when they first arrive at new school. I was the first Polish student at Sperrin and only the second student from a different ethnic minority background to be at the school. I have been involved in many projects in the school, but mainly I have worked with 3 Polish students from year 11 and 12. For Marcin, I have been translator for parents' evenings. I have also supported Claudia, and she has now found her confidence, and she has really flourished and developed into a happy, creative student. The student I have worked mostly with is Angelika. I have supported her and helped her with coursework, and have on occasions been her translator when needed. I have now progressed to deputy head in the school. People from different countries brings integration closer together. This is an outstanding achievement. Within myself, I'm much more relaxed, and I always try my best, but sometimes it can be a bit difficult if I don't listen properly or if I feel too stressed. I feel I'm moving on and making progress in my life. I have a very bright and interesting future ahead. This year I have 3 interviews at University of Ulster, Belfast in interior design, fashion design and fine arts. I have a choice of what course I would like to do. I'm really happy I have progressed this far, and I'm so pleased to have had the opportunity to be educated in the United Kingdom. I know I am in the right place now to get in the best education that I can get, and deeply appreciate what all the teachers at Sperrin have done for me. I intend to work really hard in the future and hopefully be the director of my own interior design company. Przebywam w Irlandii 6 lat. Polska kultura jest dla mnie bardzo ważna. Nigdy nie zapomnę, skąd pochodzę, i zawsze będę pamiętać o mojej własnej tradycji i kulturze.